Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Previously, we stopped here at multiple inheritance in Java. And now we are going to start with this topic. And this topic is simply a question. Previously, we know that in classes, multiple and hybrid inheritance are not supported. So this is now a question, why multiple and hybrid inheritance are not supported in Java classes? I'm not talking about references. So multiple and hybrid inheritance are not supported because if it will be supported, then you know that for multiple inheritance, then a child class can have multiple parents. And in a hybrid inheritance, they can have multiple levels with multiple parents. And then what will happen? The complexity will be increased and the language will become ambiguous. So that's why it is not permitted in classes. So the answer of this question would be to reduce the complexity and to simplify the programming language. So if you are not remembering that issue that we will discussed in CO for inheritance, then suppose that if you have three classes, A, B, and C, and if your C class is inheriting A and B class, means C is a child class of A and B. Then, and if A and B class have some method, let's have a look over this program, then you will understand. So this is now the class A, and this is the class B, and having the same message, having the method with name MSG, having the method with name MSG. So method is available, same method is available in both the classes. And then we have the class C, which is extending A comma B, A comma B. This A is the first class, B is the second class, extend. By the way, it is not permitted for classes. You cannot inherit two classes and you cannot separate them by comma. But suppose if it is permitted, then class C is extending A and B. And then after that, we have the main method and we are creating an object for this class C. If we are creating an object for this class C, then you know that you can access everything in this class C. And then after that, obj is the object, then obj.msg. Okay, so we are calling some method with the name of the method is msg, and obj has the type C. So I will go into this C, I will search for the msg, but that is not available. Then I will go there where I will go into the parent classes, which are A and B. And in the parent class, we have this msg. And in the other parent class B, I have the message msg. So now the question is, which message it would call? The compiler will be confused in this situation that which method it has to call. So that's why it is a compile time error in case of classes for multiple and hybrid inheritance. But this multiple inheritance is now allowed in case of interfaces. And how you can do that, let's have a look over here. If you have the interface, and the name of that interface is printable, starting, ending, and we have the print method here. And then we have another interface, showable. The name of that interface is showable, and starting and ending. And this is the print method. Same method is available here in this interface. Then you know that in the interface, if you have the methods, those methods are abstract method, which means that the body of these methods would be somewhere in some other class. So this is the class now, the class test interface 3, which is implementing, I already told you when you have to write implement, when you have to write extends. So which is implementing this interface printable and also the showable. Both are there, printable, comma, showable. So you can do this in case of interfaces. You can make multiple interfaces as a parent, and for interfaces it is allowed. Either you are going with the class or either you are going with another interface. So this is the class, so that's why we are using this implements keyword. If it would be an interface, then we can use the keyword extends. Anyhow, this is the starting and this is the ending of this class. And here we already know that in these interfaces we have a print method which is only abstract. So that's why we have to provide the body of that abstract method. So okay, void print. So you can remove this public, no issue. Void print and then system.out.println hello. This is the only one statement which is available in the body of this print method. Now the main method, and here we are creating an object test for this class. Okay, test interface 3 obj is equal to new test interface 3. So the left hand side and the right hand side is same, and it means that this object can access all the information available in this class. So then next statement is obj.print. Okay, obj.print. So this obj has what type? This is test interface 3. So I will go into that test interface 3 and I will search for this print method which is available here, and then you will simply execute that statement which is available in that method, which is the hello, and you can see the output here. And these abstract definitions for the method, this is when you will run your program. You know that the first step is compilation, and the next step is the running of your program. And during the compilation, a class file of your program will be created. And in that class file, so in that class file, it would be identified that these are the abstract methods and their body is available in this class. That would be there. Okay, moving on. Now we will talk about more about interfaces and their inheritances and their inheritance. So interface can extend another interface. Okay, but first we have some program here that is in this program. You can say that we have some interface. The name of the interface is printable, and we have the print abstract method. Then we have another interface, showable, and this is an interface. Name of this interface is showable, and it is extending this printable. This printable interface extends printable. So this is what an interface is extending another interface. So this is inheritance between these two interfaces. Okay, and then we have another method, show, but it is abstract method. So it means that their bodies would be available in some other class or some interface, some other class. Okay, so this is the class now, test interface 4, which is implementing this showable class. So this class is inheriting this interface, and this inheriting this interface, and this interface is inheriting this one. So this is the child class, and this class has the parent showable, and this showable has the parent printable. So in hierarchy, test interface 4 has a grand parent interface that is printable. Anyhow, moving forward, first we have to write their body of these abstract methods. So okay, this is the print method, and this is the body, system.out.println hello. Okay, simple as you already saw in previous programs. And then for this show, we have this show, system.out.println welcome. Okay, the body is ended. Then we have the main program, and we are creating an object for this class. So test interface 4 obj is equal to new test interface 4. So left hand side and the right hand side is same, and the object name is obj. So obj.print. So I will go where? Oh, what is the type of this obj? Test interface 4. So I will go into this class now, and I will search for this print method. Okay, print method is available, and this hello will be printed, as you can see in the output. And similarly, obj.show. So I will go again into this test interface 4. I will search for the show. It is available and the welcome message will be printed. So this is an example in which an interface is inheriting another interface. Okay, moving on. Now we will see that we can introduce a method with a body in an interface. Before that, we said that if you will introduce some method in the interface, that would be abstract. But now, since Java 8, it has been introduced in Java 8 that you can introduce a method with the body in the interface. But if you will include a method with the body in interface, then you have to make that method default. Okay, let's have a look here. So we have the interface. The name of that interface is drawable, starting and ending here. And we have some method draw, void draw, parenthesis, semicolon, which is just only definition. So the body of this method would be available somewhere else. We will see. And you can see that there is another class rectangle, and here we have the body of that method. Anyhow, so default, then we are introducing another method. The name of that method is MSG. It has the return type void, and it has one statement in it that is okay, default method. So body of this method is available there. So if you are going to introduce some method which has the body included, then you have to make that method default. Okay, that is the syntactical rule which you are seeing. That is the basically the topic of this slide. And then we have another class rectangle, which is implementing this drawable interface. Okay, so now this drawable is the parent of this class rectangle, and here we have the body of that draw method, which is abstract here, and system.out.println drawing rectangle. Okay, this is the body, and this message will be printed. Let's see when we will run the main program. Then we have another class test interface default. This is the starting and this is the ending, and we have the main method, and we are creating an object. Let's see this method of creating an object. So we are, the right hand side is what? New rectangle. So this is the rectangle class. But the left hand side is drawable D. Drawable D is what? The drawable is the parent of that rectangle class. And so drawable D. So we are creating an object D for this parent, but it has the reference of the child class. Okay, we already did like that in previous program, but here we have the interface. So for interface, you can also do like that. It is allowed in the current versions. So now d.draw, I am calling some method draw with this object D. So D is what? D has what type? Drawable. So I will go first into the interface drawable, and I will search for this method draw. Okay, that draw is there, but this is an abstract. So where is the body? It will find the body. So during compilation, your program know that its body is available in its child class. And what is the child class of this one? Due to this right hand side of this object, we know that it is rectangle. So I will go into that rectangle. That draw is now available there, and its body is available there. So this message will be printed on the output screen, drawing rectangle, which you can see here due to this statement. And then d.msg. Okay, first I will go again to the interface because D has the type interface, and I will search for the MSG. Okay, MSG is available. Yes, MSG is available. And what is this? Its body is simply printing this default method message. So that default message will be printed. Okay, so that's all for the default method. So now what you have to take care of, if you are going to introduce default method with the body in the interface, then you have to use this keyword draw there. Okay, moving on. You can also introduce static method in the interface. Previously, we said that if you have the method, then method would be abstract. But then we learned that we can introduce method with the body that must be default. And now we are saying that you can also introduce static method in the interface. How we can introduce static method in the interface? Let's have a look over this right-hand side. We have the same interface drawable, starting and ending. And here we have that draw method, which is abstract. It means the body would be available in some other class like here. And then we have a method cube. The return type of this method is integer. And this is the parenthesis. And we are passing some argument into it, which is x, and it has type integer. And this is the body of this method. And it is doing what? It is returning, it is multiplying x 3 times and returning that result. And this is the return type of that method. So we can introduce methods with the keyword default or with the keyword static. Now this is a static method because the static keyword is there. Okay. And we have the body of the method also there in the interface. Okay. Then, okay, we know that. So I'm moving on this. Then we have a class test interface static. Okay, this is the starting and this is the ending. And here we have the main method and we are creating an object like for this parent drawable D and new rectangle. Right hand side has the child class. So then when I write d.draw, the explanation is the same as you have in the previous program here, this same explanation. So d.draw. So first, due to this D, which has the drawable type, I will go first into the drawable and I will search for the draw. Draw is there, but it is an abstract. So where its body, I will go due to this right-hand side, I will go to the rectangle and I will find draw there. And drawing rectangle message will be printed on the screen. Okay. And then what? System.out.println. Okay. And this is drawable. So this is the name of the parent interface. Dot cube. So this is what? Cube, and then you have the parenthesis. Whenever you have the parenthesis after a name, you can understand that this is a method. So this is a call to a method, and the name of the method is cube, and we are passing one value, integer value, 3 into it. So, and where we can find this method? In the drawable. And what is drawable? Drawable is an interface. So this is the way now. This is the way now. If you will write d.cube into 3, I think it will work. But this is the proper way. This is the proper way to call that cube method, which is available in this interface. In new versions, if you will write d.cube3, okay, maybe you will have some warning, but it will work, I think, in the current versions. But this is the proper way. When you will write like that, that warning will be disappeared. So drawable is this is how you can write the name of the interface, and then you can call any method which is available in that interface. So drawable.cube. So cube method would be called this one with value 3. 3 will be copied here into this x, and then it will be multiplied by itself 3 times, and 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, you have the 27. So 27 will be returned where? Here. And when it will be returned, this will be printed by this system.out.println command, and you can see your output on the screen. Okay, that's the understanding of this program. So this is what there is a question: what is marker or tagged interface? So an interface which has no member, okay, that could be member data, and then that interface would be called as marker or tagged interface. And there are some available in the Java like serializable or clonable. These are the interfaces available in Java. You can read it by yourself, but at least you have to know this term, what is marker or tagged interface. Okay. For example, here you can see public interface serializable. So this is the interface and starting, ending. So this is the way you can write it. And what is the use of these marker or tagged interfaces? You can use these marker and tagged interfaces to provide some additional information, additional or compulsory or essential information. You can write anything into it. And here, within the serializable interface or within the clonable or remote, and that information will be used by the JVM to perform some operation, useful operations or whatever. Okay, moving on. Now, what is nested interface in Java? Okay, according to previous concept, whenever you have the word nested, then it means there is something inside another thing. So here, nested interface means that interface within another interface. That would be called a nested interface. Okay, that is clear. For example, look at here. We have the interface, and this is the name of the interface, and this is the starting, and this is the ending. And in the body of that interface, we have another interface. Okay, this is the name of the interface, and this is the starting of the interface, and this is the end. So this is just an example to give you an understanding that how you can nest an interface within another interface. This is not the complete source code, but this is just a syntactical example to give you the understanding of the nested interface. And when you have the interfaces like that, you cannot access this internal interface directly. First, you have to access the outer interface, and then with the name of that outer interface, then you can access the inner interface. Okay, this is the thing that you have to keep it in your mind. And same is the case here. If you have the class starting and ending, and within the class, if you have the interface, okay, now this is the nested interface, but it is within the class. And this interface you cannot access directly. First, you have to access this class, and then you can access this interface. The rule is same. We will see. We will see when we will do some program in the next slides. So, but there are some important things that you have to know. If you are going to introduce a nested interface like this one, so inner interface and the outer interface. So the inner, if you have some inner interface, that inner interface must be public, okay? Must be public. This is the rule. And if you are going to introduce another interface within the class, then you can use any access modifier here. Private, public, protected, default, any access modifier, you can use it with the inner interface. And same is here. Now we will see some examples next. And here we have the example interface within the interface. Have a look over here. So we have an interface. The name of the interface is showable, and this is the starting, and here it is ending. And this interface has this show method, which is abstract because it does not have the body. And then we have another interface. The name of that interface is message, starting and ending in this outer interface. And this inner interface has the method MSG, which is an abstract because it does not have the body. Okay, then we have the class test nested interface 1, which is implementing only inner interface, okay, which is implementing only this inner interface. How we can do that? You can, but we cannot access this inner interface directly. I told you that first you have to give the name of the outer interface, and then you have to give then you can access this inner interface by its name. How? This is the way. Showable is the name of that outer interface. Then you can use the dot, okay, and then a message. This is the name of the inner interface. So this is how you can access the inner interface. So writing the name of the outer interface is compulsory to access inner interface, okay? You cannot write it directly implements message, no. First you have to write showable, you can use the dot and then message. So this is the way to access the inner interface. Okay, this is the starting of this class, this is the ending. And here we have the body of that MSG. we are not dealing with both the interfaces. Only on we are doing something only for the inner interface. So MSG is the method which is abstract in the inner interface. And here it is what? It is the body. Hello nested interface. This is the body of that message. And then we have the main method. And here, if you want to create an object for this interface MSG, again, the rule is same. You cannot access it directly. You have to write the name of the parent interface first. No, it is not the parent, outer interface first. So that's why here we want to create the object for this inner interface. So, okay, showable, which is the name of that outer interface, dot, and then message. This is the name of this interface. So this is now, we are telling that this is the name of the object. This is what? Object. This is the name of the object. And this object has the type message. And this message is available where? In the showable class. So this is how you can declare the object, okay? And the right-hand side is what? New test nested interface one, which is the name of the class. This is called upcasting, okay? Okay, now we can access with this object. With this object, we can access whatever available in this interface. And here message.msg. So this message is the object which has the type message. So I will go here in this interface. Now I can go. How I can go? Because showable, I already told that showable is the interface. So that's why I'm going directly there. But actually, I'm going into the showable first and then into the message. So, okay, then there is some MSG method available there. Okay, this message is MSG is available there, but it is the abstract. Where is the body of this method? Maybe in the child of that interface. Who is the child of this interface? This class. Test interface one implements showable.message. So this is the name is written there. So this class is the child. So I will search this MSG method here. So this is the method, and hello nested interface will be printed on the screen. So this is how it will work if you have interface within another interface. So here we are not mentioning public or static anything which is for the nested interface. Okay, if you are not mentioning, when you will run your program during the first step of compilation, compiler will do this automatically. For example, compiler will add this public and static before the name of this message. And this is the message available where? In the showable. This is the class file actually. This is the compiler will do internally. You will not see it. But if you want to see it, you can open the class file, which normally created during the first step of compilation. So this message interface, this is the message interface. This message interface is available in showable. $sign is used by the compiler and not dot that you have in your program. That will be replaced by this $sign. And here, public static, that would be inserted by the compiler automatically. And you know that in the interface, if you have some method, that will be abstract, and that would be automatically done by the compiler if you will not write it. And you can see that it is written here. So this is what the compiler will do it automatically. It is mentioned here. Now, an interface within the class. Now, our topic is an interface within the class. Okay, so now we have the class A starting here, ending here, and in this class we have the interface message starting here and ending here. In this interface, we have this MSG method, which is an abstract method, which means the body would be available somewhere else. So here we have another class test nested interface 2, implementing what? This message interface, this inner interface. And how I can access this interface, which is available in the class A. So A.message. So this is the same way that you saw on the previous slide. And then this is the body of that abstract method MSG. And it is doing what? It has only system.out.println, and it has only one statement, just printing this hello nested interface. When it will be done? When the main method will execute. So in there, we have the main method. And here we are creating first the object because we want to print this. We want to print this. We want to first access this method and we want to print this statement. So here we have this message again, the object. What is the type of that object? In a class, we have this message interface. So this object has the type message, and message interface is available where? In a class. So the same thing. And on the right hand side, okay, new test nested interface too. So this is the class name. And now with this object message, I am just accessing this MSG method. So message has the type interface. So first I will go into this interface. I will find this MSG there, but it is abstract. So where it is body is available in in this test nested interface 2 class due to this right hand side. So this is the child class of that message actually. I can also see from here. So I will see the MSG and I will execute this statement, which you can see in the output. Now, there is a question that can we define a class inside the interface? Here we are defining interface within the class. So now the question is, can we define this class? Can we define some class inside the interface? The answer is yes. And if you will define that class within the interface, the compiler will create that inner nested class static. If you will write that static keyword there, it's okay. But if you will not write that, compiler will do it automatically before that class. It would be static. It would be static. I don't have the writing pad, so anyhow. So that static key would be here during the first step. Okay. This is some theoretical stuff. Up to now, whatever you have learned about abstract classes and whatever you have learned about interfaces, that is just mentioned here. And you can read it by yourself. For example, abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract method. This is the thing that we said in the beginning of the abstract classes. And similarly, interface can only have abstract method, but after Java 8, we can have the default and static method. So we already have learned. So this all material is from the previous slide. So you can read and keep this thing in your mind. Now moving on. Might be this is the last slide, I don't know anyhow. So this now, there was a slide behind in the lecture which we skipped at that moment, and I told you that we will do it afterward. So this was the slide. I told you that when we will learn the interface, after that we will see that program, and now when you will see, it would be very much easy. So okay, moving there. Yeah. So now we have an interface. The name of that interface is A in the beginning. And then after that, first I'm going to see the structure of the program. And then after that, we have the class B, which is implementing this interface A. Okay, so this is the class B then. And then we have a class M, which is extending what? This class B. Okay, this is that class. And after that, we have the class test5, which has the main program. This is the controller class, you can say. Okay, now we will read and understand. In this interface A, we have A method, which is abstract, B method, which is abstract, C method, which is abstract, D method, which is abstract. So it means that the body of these methods would be available somewhere else. And then we have the class B, which is abstract class. So we are creating an abstract class. And that abstract class is implementing this A interface. Okay, so now this interface would be the parent of this class B. And if it is the child class of that interface, then we can, so in the abstract class, we can introduce the body of the abstract methods of the interfaces. This is something we learned. So here we are creating the body, we are introducing the body for this method C. Okay, C and system.out println IMC. So this is the body of that C method now, which we have introduced here in this class. We can introduce the body for all the methods, but just want to give you different options. So that's why only the body of the C method is available here. And then in the class M, which is extending what? Which is extending this class B. So this class, the name of the class is M, and this is the child of that class B. Okay, so hierarchically, so this is the child which has this parent, and this class has further parent A. They are connected by inheritance. They can access each other information, the meaning. And here we are writing the body of this A abstract method, and I am A, and writing the body of the B method, and we are just printing I am B, and body of the D method, and here we have one statement, I am D. But these statements will not give you the output until you will deal it with the main program. So that's why we have another class, test5 main program, and here we are creating an object. And what is the name of the object? This small a. So this is the object. And what it has the type of this object? Capital A, which is the interface. Okay. So this A has the type capital A. So this is an object of that interface A. And what is the right hand side? New M. So this class M. Okay. Now we are calling A.A. This is the object A.A. With this object A, we are calling some method. Because the classes are connected with each other, so we can have access to all this information. But how? Okay, A.A. So A has what type? Capital A. What is capital A? Interface. So I will go into this interface first, and I will search for this A method. And A method is available here, but it is abstract. The body is available where? Due to that, look at the right hand side. It is available in the M. So I will go into the M and I will find for this A. A is available there. And this is one statement, I am A, that will be printed now due to this statement. And then similarly A.B. So I will go first in, A. I will search for the B. B is abstract. Where B is available due to that right hand side, this is the M. So I will go into the M. So B is available, yes, and I am B will be printed. Similarly, A.C. So I will go first into A. C is there, yes, which is abstract. Where it is body? Due to that right hand side M. So I will search that C here in this M. C is not available. C is not available here in this M. Then where it is available? Okay, this class M is extending B. Okay, then I will go to that B and search for C. And here C is available and I am C will be printed. And similarly A.D, you can understand. So, and then I am D will be displayed. So now this is the end of this lecture, and hopefully you have now the concept of interface and abstraction. So now see you again, inshallah, in the next class. Jazakallah khair.